Okay, I want to make a little video here. This is a prospective job to do here soon. Hopefully we get it. I'm in here marking some trees, seeing what kind of quality, what kind of grade. This is all for my personal knowledge. The other end of it's all been taken care of from the big man, the head cheese in charge. I do scale jobs here and there. There's a couple. I've been meaning to make a video of this for a while. Long story short, what they're doing is they're making houses up here on this flat. I don't know if you can see that. And this down here, we're going to cut the whole property. Like this lower, these hillsides here is just select cut. If you look down through there, you'll see I have some trees painted up. So we're taking everything from pallet wood and up on a select basis. I mean, we're not wiping the hillsides out, but everything on the flats is, I mean, that'll be cleared off. I believe we're gonna clear it and everything. So we'll cut as much merchantable timber out of there as we can, and everything else I just believe gets ground up. I don't know what happens with that. But I want to go through just how I mark trees, scale trees. I'm not necessarily saying it's the right way. I'm not saying it's how a forester would do it. I'll just show you some of the things I know. I am not a forester. But this is how I get my footages and how we do some of our jobs. Or some of the ones I work on. Damn tree stand. You see the blocks nailing the trees. That's a good way to turn off a prospective buyer. Pound nails all through your trees. I don't know if you see that one up there. They're all over this place. So, a nice white oak here. Nice one there. Shitty beech. Little hard maple. That old turd there. Hollow. No good. This has been cut before, and my guess, I remember when I was little seeing this. I'm 31 now, so I think I was probably about 10 years old, 8, 9 years old maybe, I don't know. So I'm saying about 20, 25 years ago this was cut. It was cut heavier on the hillsides. As you can see that up there, that's some primary growth. It's not real big. Great pulpwood. But I'll go through here with what I do. We come up to a tree typically, you know, we look at this tree, decide this is one we're going to harvest. There's no real blems. Looks nice log, good clean merchantable height. You have to work with me. I'm trying to do this one-handed. What I do, I got this stick here. It's called a Biltmore stick. It's for scaling, grading trees. And this one here is Doyle, set up for Doyle scale. If you look here, this stick is your Biltmore stick. It's form class FC 78. And that's typically what we have for the timber in our area. So that's the form class used. All different types of form classes, because all trees grow straighter. Some have bigger flares on the butt swell. You know, you have to get your right form class for your area, or else it doesn't really work out too good. What you do is you hold this stick 25 inches from your eye. I'm going to hold this in my eye and see if you guys can see it too. So 25 inches from the eye, and if you look with one eye off to the left side of the stick, measuring inside the bark, mind you, because we're not selling the bark, to the right side, I come up with 17. I don't know if you guys can see that or not on this camera. And 17, this has a merchantable height, I'm going to say, of 32 feet. So that'll be two 16-foot logs if you look here. But we'll go back here. You have to go 66 feet from the tree, which I have paced out in my brain. 33 yards for the archery hunters out there. Or, I'm sorry, what the hell am I saying? 66 feet. It's 22 yards. I apologize. I'm a little foggy, hasn't been much going on. Anyways, you hold this stick up and you'll see this, your merit hypsometer. Merit hypsometer. Gives you your marchable height. Now, I'm gonna hold this in my eye and see if you guys can see it too. It's hard to tell. If you look at the bottom of the stick, you hold that where you would cut the tree. Without moving your head, you look up with your eye. And it's saying this one has a 1, 2, it actually says 3, but if you look up, for grade logs, our merchantable height would be right at that first big limb. Everything after that would be pallet wood or pulp. I mean, even if that, might get a little pallet log, and then that tops might be some pulp in it, but not much. So we come up with a merchantable height of 2 16-foot logs and a 17-inch diameter tree. So the average feet in that tree should be 140 board feet. So that's how we come up with how much to pay the owner. And I'll show you how I write that down in my book when I do different jobs. This one here, I'm not doing that to every tree. I'm just getting a count. Since this was already purchased, I wasn't part of that. I'm getting a count for personal knowledge so I can find out. I know roughly how many trees I can cut a day of a certain diameter on average, you know, weather pending and equipment pending. But what I typically do is when I scale, you'll see here, this was a piece of property I did before, you know, like HM's hard maple. You had a tree 16 inches, one 16-foot log, gives you your board feet. You know, hard maple, black oak, hickory, and then all the totals are here. Add them up, and that's how I figure out the total footage. All right, phone call. I'll be back. Okay, we're back. Well, I just marked this tree. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write in here. I have HM for hard maple, R for red oak, W, white oak, black oak, soft maple, walnut, and birch. I gotta put cherry on here somewhere. Okay, now I'll mark, since this is the white oak, and I just marked a little hard maple over there, since we're up to the area where they're gonna clear everything. Anything merchantable up here, I'll take. I'll take your pallet wood and bigger. So, hold on, I'll mark this one down. And basically what I'll do this gives me a total count of trees. Say we're done and I have 1,000 trees, and I can divide up roughly what I can cut and skid in a day by myself. You know, weather permitting and breakdown permitting. And that'll give me a rough amount of time that it'll take me to harvest this. So we know what we're working with. Look at this shit. I spray painted them so you could see them a little better. Look at that. Oh, that's a bummer. It only been a pallet tree. It's just a black oak, but ain't nobody gonna take that now. What do we, you know, we gotta get rid of it. What do you do with that? Oh, man. What a waste. There's more in those soft maples over there. That twin, I don't know if you could see it there. There's a little bit of 2x4s, and then there's some more. There's some more right over there somewhere. I don't know where I saw. I think it was in a cherry tree. There it is, up there. It's in a maple. I'm sorry, another double. Unbelievable. Not really. Pretty believable. What in the hell is that? Yee. Here's another thing I want to show you. There's a nice little black cherry tree. Got a good upward lean, so we'll cut this, fall up the hill, pull it up. But you'll notice a little bit of evidence of logging here from before. This marking here is where the tree was scarred. Now, 9 times out of 10, it's from one of two things. It's either, you know, skidder tire come by, hit this, peeled away the bark, made a scar here. Or what I think happened here was somebody cut a tree right here or right there. Can't really tell where there's an old stump around, but they drug a tree up past here in the trunk. Since it's low like this is why I think, and it you know, it peels away your bark and, you know, scars your tree, and this is what you're left with in your butt. And you'll see, you know, a lot of guys, some jobs you can, you know, doesn't matter, you're clear cutting. A lot of stuff we do is clear cuts. It's why you'll see, you know, a lot of trees are tore up because everything's going away. It doesn't matter, you know. But a lot of jobs where you're select cutting and you got to be neat and clean, especially on like timber stand improvements and things like that. That's a no-no. They don't like to see that at all, because now this tree's damaged in the butt. You know, you cut this and you'll yield nice lumber from here up, but you're wasting, God, there's, I don't know, you figure out the size of a block of wood, there's 15, 16, or in a tree this size, 15 or 16 board feet of lumber wasted in the butt of this tree, and that's your best stuff right there in the butt. You know, that's your highest grade, is the low stuff on the tree usually. But just thought you guys might want to see that scar. If I find some better ones, I'll show you too. Here's another example of a scar. You can see right here, it's kind of hard to see, but right through that bush around here where that sumac broke off is right here is a skid road. You can see that little soft maple is brushed there, and this one right here is brushed here. I mean, it's just soft maple, it ain't worth a shit, so it's not a big deal, you know. We'll knock it off there. But just another example. Here's something interesting I'd like to show. Maybe somebody knows the answer of it, but it's like, I guess it all comes in part with understanding the dynamic of a forest. But if you stand here, if you look out that way, you see white, mostly white oak and red oak to our right. You stand right here and you look to your left and you see mostly soft maple and black cherry. It's like the line is right here, going right down through the woods that way. It's wild stuff. Down there on the point, it's all oak. Right in front, it's all oak. This whole side basically oak, soft maple, and cherry. A little bit of black birch in there too. Just thought that's pretty wild. If anybody knows or understands why things grow like they go, I don't know if it's because of the sun or the water. It's pretty wild stuff though. Well, I only got about halfway today. Run out of paint and daylight. It's starting to get dark here. Got a fair amount of this crap marked. Some of it's nice stuff, some of it's, there'll be a lot of pallet wood coming out of here. But for the most part, that's kind of how I do it. When I'm just looking to get a tally. When we're looking to do footages, that's a little different, like I showed you earlier in the video. But if we get on a bigger piece or some big trees that I gotta scale, I'll do another video a little more in depth with playing with that around a little more. So thanks for watching.